everyone, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here today, or welcome if you're new. My name's Amy and my channel is about using the things that I love. One of those things happens to be makeup. I am makeup obsessed. I don't know if that's the right word to say, but I do love makeup. It's one of my hobbies. And if you enjoy watching someone using their makeup regularly and just chit-chatting, hanging out, go ahead, consider hitting subscribe. It helps my channel out. It lets you know when I post a new video, and it's free to do. All right, so today we have my bronzer collection as you see here. I don't have a ton of bronzers. This is all of them, including my powder, liquids, and creams. And I'm gonna go ahead and swatch all of these out for you, and we'll just talk about what I think about them. I might declutter an item here or there, but really this is mostly about just giving you an idea of where my collection is as I'm starting my channel, what things I like to use, and yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So we'll just start right here in the back with, we'll set this aside. This is from RMS, and it is a illuminating powder. It's called Luminizing Powder in Grande Dame. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And I don't know if it was originally intended as a highlighter or as a bronzer, because all of the shades are quite deep in this line. This is the lightest one. I'll show you here. And, oh, here. This is the lightest shade, the Grande Dame, and I really love to use this on a day when I want a little bit of something on my face, but not a complete bronze look. I do have to be in the mood to have a sheen or some shimmer on my face because it does have glow to it. Glow, that's the word I'm looking for. If I want glow on my face, this is a great one. So let's go ahead and we'll swatch it right here for you. And that's the Grande Dame and the RMS Luminizer powder. I don't think that they sell this anymore. This was part of their old collection. I know they're rebranding and re-releasing things. I think they do have a new bronzer powder out now, and I haven't tried it yet because, as you can see, I have quite a bit of this left. So, and I don't feel the need to go out and buy something when I already have a product that works perfectly great for me. So that's Grande Dame. We're going to move on. This is staying in my collection. It's not going anywhere. I love this powder. Let's see. The next bronzer I have is this PYT, and PYT went out of business. Was it last year or the beginning of this year? Which is really unfortunate. They made some great products, but this bronzer in particular was one of their best products. This is the Faux Sun Bronzer Duo in Bali. Ooh, oh my goodness, the packaging just came apart, but look, snaps right back in, it looks like. I've never had this packaging fall apart on me like that before. There we go, snapped right back in. So this is a split pan. You have a matte bronzer here and a shimmer here, so I'll swatch them separately and then I'll also swatch them together. Okay, so this is the shimmer portion right above the Grande Dame here. Okay, and then you can see the Grande Dame is definitely more luminous. This is the matte shade, which is quite deep for me, but if I use a light hand, it blends out nicely, so it does look good on me. And then let's go ahead, we'll mix them both together here, which is what I usually do, honestly. And then that is with them both mixed. Okay. So that's the PYT. And this is also not going anywhere. I do use that regularly and quite enjoy it. And the next powder bronzer is my one Chantecaille product I picked up. I really love this product and I don't regret paying the $85 for it, which is absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure I got like a 15 or 20% discount when I purchased it. I don't remember, but it wasn't, I mean, it was still really expensive. And this is in their Real Bronze in Serena. I don't know if I'm saying that properly. I love this packaging. It's just gorgeous. It looks like an agate. And then on the inside, we have this beautiful shimmer, but not too shimmery, bronze shade. And I'll go ahead. You can see this is well loved. Swatch that out for you right above the PYT. It's very similar to the PYT in color, but I find with a brush, I can go even more light-handed with this Chantecaille than I can even with the PYT. It's beautiful. I love it. Again, not going anywhere. So that was my last pressed powder bronzer. I actually have a loose powder bronzer. This is actually called their contour powder in Sombra from Alima Cosmetics. Alima Pure, I should say, is what their name's called. And it's got the little sifter that twists. So I'll put a little bit out here. And this is just such a beautiful cool tone shade. I love it. For me as a bronzer, you could probably use it as a contour. Oh, I didn't get enough out. You could use it as a contour if you maybe had a deeper skin tone, but for me, it's perfect as a bronzer. I suppose I could use it as a contour. I don't really contour. Contour and bronzer for me are pretty much the same purpose. I know that they're not in the world of like makeup artistry, but the way I wear my makeup, it is. But see how light and cool tone that Alima Pure is? I love this one very, very much. And again, this will be this will be going nowhere. It's actually almost gone. So I don't know if they make the bronzer anymore. They revamped their line a couple years ago, and I can't remember if they got rid of the bronzer when they did that. I know they got rid of their powder highlighter, which is unfortunate. All right, so that's it for powder. Those are the ones that I have. We have the Grande Dame from RMS, the PYT in the shimmer, the matte, and then it mixed. And then we have the Chantecaille in Serena. And then we have the Alima Pure in Sombra. Let's go ahead and move on to creams. And liquid. We'll do the cream and the liquid together. And you'll notice that this is my illuminator that I had in my previous video I just filmed. I decided to go ahead and put it in with my bronzers because it really is too deep for me as an illuminating base. It's just not meant for that for me. It's meant for a deeper skin tone. And so I put it in here with my bronzers, hoping that it will encourage me to use it more often because I don't think about it when it's in the other container. So we're going to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with my favorite cream product, well, cream bronzer, which is the Say Sun Melt in Fair Bronze. And you've seen me use this in my Get Ready With Me's already. And this is in their shade, did I say Fair Bronze? I love this bronzer. It's such a good shade match for me. Ooh, look at that. I just dug my nail right into that. Ugh. Boo, Amy. Okay, I'll fix it. Almost like it never happened. So that is the Sun Melt right here. Such a beautiful shade and a beautiful glow. Let's see if I can get a little bit more. Use the back of my nail. I don't know why I'm trying to use the front of my nail. I normally use a brush with this, so I don't stick my finger in it very often. And this blends out similar to what I would imagine the Makeup by Mario one does. Or at least that's what I've heard from other YouTubers. I like that one a lot though. It really blends super easily. It looks great on my skin, not too orange. In the lighter shades, things tend to lean orange because the pigment shows up so much more because there's not as much base pigment to balance it. But they do have a lot more rosy tone bronzers nowadays. I don't think I have really any rosy tone bronzers yet, but I might pick one up this next year just to try out a rosy tone bronzer. I thought about getting the one from Jones Road, but let me know if you have a favorite rosy tone fair bronzer that you love to use. And yeah, just let me know, because I would love to try one, and I just haven't been able to decide which one I want to try. And I forgot, I meant to mention, none of my powders have any fragrance. This Sage does have a slight smell. I think it smells like bananas a little bit. That's what it smells like to me. And it's really quite light, or like a old school sunscreen, but so light. Nothing like the Physicians Formula ones or anything like that. It's not super scented, but there is a noticeable fragrance, or I don't know if they add fragrance. There's a noticeable scent to this product. I know some of my viewers also are sensitive to scents like I am, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. So that's the Say one. Let's go ahead, let's do the other Say ones. So this is the Say liquid bronzer in sand that they came out with the end of last year, the beginning of this year. And I don't know, I haven't loved this one as much as I love the cream, the Sun Melt. I haven't got into it as much, but maybe I just need to give it a little bit more time, a little bit more trial. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put that right here. As you can see, this is a lot deeper than the Sun Melt. So maybe when they do a shade expansion, they'll come out with a lighter version of this that I might like better. So that's the Say, what do they call it? Dew Bronze in Sand. And that one has no noticeable fragrance at all to it. It's just a little bit deeper than this one. And a little bit more orange, to be honest, which might be why I don't like it as much. Moving on to the next. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to re-swatch this just to compare it to my other bronzers. This is the Glow Super Gel in Sun Glow. And as you can see, this is really deep and quite pigmented. Although it does sheer out if you use a brush, you can get a lighter application. So I do find for an underglow, or sorry, for a, underpainting, that's the word. For an underpainting, this works pretty well as a bronzer for me, but I can't use it on top of my makeup. One, I find it picks up my makeup if I put it on top, and two, it's just too deep for me if I put it on top. So, but I am, I think, going to keep it for now. All right, we got 3 more here. Like I said, I don't have a huge collection of bronzers. I wear bronzer pretty much every time, but I don't wear a lot of bronzer because I'm so fair. I go very light-handed with what I have, so I don't go through it very fast, and I don't want to have a bunch of bronzers sitting in my collection that are going to go bad, so it's just not something that I tend to pick up very often. This is the LYS bronzer in Hope. No Limits bronzer in Hope. And this is that new lighter shade that they came out with, and I like it. It's a little yellow, but that's okay. It looks all right. I will say it does make my skin look a little more pink because I do have peach, pink, and yellow undertones. It just really depends on what I put on. So I just have to be aware of that when I use this. So you will notice, like, this definitely brings out the pink undertones in my skin because it is so yellow. But it's a pretty color. I really do like it. So that was the No Limit bronzer in Hope, their new lightest shade. And then the last 2 I have are from Milk. I have their matte bronzer in Dazed, and I have their Sculpt Stick in Toasted. And honestly, the bronzer works for me, but the Sculpt in Toasted looks a little like I rubbed dirt on my face. This might be on the shopping block today. We will see. I'm going to swatch these on the other arm. So this is the Milk Bronzer in Dazed. I like that these are smaller packaging, less waste, and they fit really easily in like a travel makeup bag if you're going out and you want to take it with you. And then this is the Contour in Toasted, or they call it their Sculpt Stick. So I don't know. I want to try these with brushes because I feel like when I used it with a brush the other day and didn't draw it on my face, it didn't look so much like dirt. See how orange that is though? That's really orange on me. And it doesn't blend out as well as like these other ones. I don't know. I definitely wouldn't purchase them again. And this is Toasted. And the Toasted is pretty neutral in color, but it does look like dirt when I put it on my face. But I'm going to try it with a brush in a Get Ready With Me soon and see if I can make it work. So these two are going to go in my bin of need to be tried before I decide if I'm going to cut them from my collection. So you will see these in a future video soon. I'm going to test them, play with them a little bit more with different kinds of brushes and see if I can find a way that makes them work for me, because I don't like to waste product. And these I've had for a while, so I don't know that I would feel comfortable passing these on to anyone because I've had them for over a year, and that's kind of like my limit for me. If I've had anything over a year, I just don't want to pass it on because I don't want to risk someone else getting some bacteria or something. I don't know. You know, it's when it's my own skin, it's different than when I'm sharing with other people. So anyways, that's my complete collection. Let's go ahead actually and put it all back out here so you can see everything. All right. So that's the team. The bronzer team, guys. This is all the bronzers I currently own in my collection. I don't plan on picking up any bronzer unless I decide to pick up a rosy bronzer because I have enough right now. I need to get through these before I pick anything else up. And I'll probably wait until I finish this Say bronzer or this LYS bronzer before I decide to pick up a rosy tone one. But again, let me know down in the comments if you have a favorite rosy tone bronzer. It can be powder, it can be cream, it can be liquid. As long as it is fair and it blends like a dream, that is what I'm looking for. And until next time, peace.